All right, so we are live, I believe, so we're going to get started. This video, I want to talk about how to stop attracting the wrong guys. This is one of the most common things that I hear from women is that, like, I keep attracting the wrong guys. So let's talk about how to stop doing that. So first of all, this is something that is really common. I hear, like, I keep attracting the wrong kind of men. I keep meeting men who aren't serious, who don't want commitment, who are unavailable. And there's something about this that is actually kind of interesting because in reality, most of the time, it's not actually the case that that is the only kind of man that you are attracting. Most of the time, you're actually attracting all kinds of guys, a whole range of different types of men, from commitment phobic to super available and commitment ready men. But what tends to happen when we have this experience of only attracting the quote unquote wrong kind of men is that actually, although all kinds of men are out there, they are looking for a woman, they are on the apps, only some of them are the ones that you are giving your attention to and choosing. So we're going to dig into why that is and how that's happening so you can understand how to change this pattern. Because the reality is you actually have control over this, but you might not see it. So first of all, rather than saying, I never attract the right kind of men, I actually want you to shift how you're thinking about this here, because it's not that those are the only men that are available for you to be attracting, and it's likely they're not the only ones that you are actually attracting, but it's the only men that you are attracted to and choosing. So actually, it's I've been choosing the wrong kind of men. Now, this isn't so that you can then blame yourself and get into all kinds of negative self-talk or feel shame or feel bad or make yourself wrong, okay? It is not for that, and I don't want you to go there. This just gets to be so you can take ownership of what is showing up in your experience, so you can learn how to stop recreating it again and again. You are, of course, worthy of love as you are. You are enough right now. But if you aren't getting the results you want in dating, that does mean that you need to look at, what am I doing that maybe I need to be doing differently, or how am I choosing and I need to be choosing differently. So first of all, you need to get clear on what you actually want to attract. Some of the issue can be that we do not have that kind of clarity. So having crystal clarity on what you desire in a man, in a relationship, makes it so much easier to sift through all the men out there and know if the men that you are meeting and connecting with are right for you or not, and to do that so much faster and with so much less confusion. So if you meet a man and you feel chemistry and you feel attraction, but he doesn't fit the overall picture of what you're wanting, then he's not right. And it isn't about, he needs to be 6 feet tall, he has to have this specific career and drive this kind of car and like very specific things like that. That will actually work against you. And I have a process and a way that I help my clients get clarity on what they actually want and need, because it's getting clear about this and what actually matters for a relationship. A lot of the things that we sometimes think that we want don't really matter for a quality relationship and for the relationship that's really going to fulfill us and make us happy. And we often miss the things that really do matter. So this is something that I help you get clear on as my client. So when you have clarity around what you really want and need, then you can know, okay, so that this is what would be the right guy for me, and this is what would make someone not the right guy for me. So then you need to look at, okay, so that's what I want. What am I attracting? What is currently showing up in my experience? This is feedback. This shows you where something is off, where something could be shifted. So what happens most often, and this was myself in the past included, is that we can be attracting men who are actually a really close fit for what you want and maybe could be it, But then we can say, yeah, he's great, but I don't feel any attraction. There's no spark. He's boring. Something isn't there that I want. Now, you do want attraction, right? You do want that. It is important. However, if you keep seeing that the nice guys who actually fit what you want, when you actually have that clarity and they're treating you well, but you're not attracted to them, then there is a problem with how you are choosing. And that comes down to your love blueprint. So if men who are kind, show up consistently, follow through, show real interest in you, put themselves on the line, are boring to you, there's a problem with your love blueprint. So I've done a much deeper dive into your love blueprint in the 3-day Single to Soulmate Masterclass. So you can go find that first video is all about that. But essentially, it's your subconscious makeup around love, your thoughts and beliefs about love, about men, about yourself, about what you can have and what is normal. So your love blueprint determines how you view love. You have a particular lens and everything is filtered through that lens. So our definition of love and relationships can actually be very skewed. It can be very messed up. It can lead us astray in what we're attracted to. And it may not be real healthy love that you are subconsciously looking for and choosing because of how you are wired. So for example, if you have the subconscious belief that love is painful or love is unavailable or love is chaotic or inconsistent or really hard to get, you have to work for it, we would look at, okay, so there's something, this is your love blueprint at work. So you potentially grew up in a home where your parents fought a lot. If your feeling around love is that it should be unstable and chaotic, if your dad worked a lot and was unavailable or emotionally unavailable, or you only got attention and praise and what felt like love when you did well in school, you got straight A's or did well in sports, you have beliefs that you have to earn love, that you have to work hard for love, that it's not something you are just inherently worthy of, a belief that maybe it's not really truly available. And you look for men who are similar to your experience in childhood of love, similar to your experience of love with your father. So if it was instability or chaos or a feeling of not being seen or not being met, or I don't know when I'm going to get attention and love, that shows up. So what happens is that this is what feels normal to you. So when you meet a man who is inconsistent or unavailable or actually not that into you, you feel that's normal and you just try to work really hard to get his attention, his time, his commitment. You end up chasing, you end up leaning forward, waiting on men, trying really hard to be what you think he wants. Because as a child, you did that with your parents. And love is really hard for you. But then when you meet someone who is consistent, shows up consistently over time, you know he's into you, he's clear, and that feels boring to you. It feels not attractive to you. It's off-putting to you. You run away. You feel like something isn't right. That's your subconscious programming around love, getting in the way, sabotaging you. So you need to understand what is actually in your love blueprint. What are you programmed for? What feels normal to you? The other people around you may not have that programming. Other people may not have the programming that that's love, and they would not say that's love. They wouldn't say that that's normal or acceptable behavior in a man or in a relationship, that people who have a healthier love blueprint wouldn't accept it. So for me, I had a belief that love was unavailable. Love was about disappearing. It wasn't stable, that I could scare men away. And I kept being attracted to men who were unavailable, who weren't choosing me, and unattracted to other types of men. Like they didn't register for me. I didn't really notice them. I'd often be like, he's a good friend. I'd friend zone them, or I'd literally just run away from them. I'd be like, oh no, or scared. And if I hadn't done that work on me when I met my partner, I wouldn't have been attracted to him to begin with. I wouldn't have noticed him probably. He was a consistent, stable guy. He wasn't hiding anything. He was there. I didn't feel like I had to work for him. He asked me on the next date at the end of every single date. So I always knew I was going to see him again. And I had to do work on myself so that I was actually attracted to that and not bored by that and thinking something was wrong and pushing him away, because a huge part of me didn't know what to do with that, found that was weird, not normal, and that was my fearful avoidant part at work. So this is what you have to shift internally. You have to work on those things in you. If you want to stop attracting and really choosing the wrong guys and choose the right guys who are available and committed and consistent and ready, if you want to do the work on this, if you want support on how to do this, the actual practical, because it's one thing to talk about it, it's one thing to understand it, and it's another to actually change it inside, have a transformation, shift it. And if you're serious about ending this cycle and this pattern and choosing the wrong men and not being able to trust your intuition because of that faulty programming, my 5-month intimate group coaching program, The High Value Woman, is open for enrollment. And I'll share a little bit about what that involves. But if you're interested in that, if you're thinking, yes, I really need support around this, I want support around this, I am so done with my patterns with men, you'll want to DM me for the link to schedule a consultation call if you're interested in joining. So this program is for you if you're ready for that healthy, committed, lasting relationship. You're ready for the right man to be in your life. You're ready to stop just kind of muddling through and trying to figure it out on your own and just read more books, because that's not enough at this point. That's just information, but you're wanting the transformation. And you're ready to get the support you deserve in finding love. You're ready to stop falling into old patterns and settling and chasing and trying so hard. You're ready to have dating actually feel fun, easy, smooth, effortless. You're ready to stop feeling unworthy, not good enough, questioning yourself, falling into old triggers. You're ready to feel confident, to love yourself, to know that it's going to happen for you, and you want the roadmap, the blueprint for how to get there, how to date in a healthy way that is most likely to land you an amazing man that you deserve. You want the roadmap for online dating, so I make it so easy for you to start attracting really quality men who are right for you, and you're ready to embody that healthy feminine energy with men. Then I invite you to apply for the High Value Woman Mastermind. I will put the link in the description. I'm going to help you shift all of that stuff inside this mastermind. I'm going to give you the tools and the framework and the skill set. We'll fill in those gaps of what might be going wrong in the dating process for you, so you can know and shift all the things so you can attract and choose an available, commitment ready man who chooses you, who adores you, who shows up consistently for you, who feels safe, and all of that actually feels really good and right. So it's a whole 5 months that you get weekly Zoom coaching calls 3 times a month with an intimate group of women who are also where you are. You get hot seat coaching, you get your questions answered. It's a very small, intimate group, so you will really get attention on those calls. You'll have a private Facebook group where you get support throughout the week, and you have this community. And you get either 1 or 4 one-on-one calls with me. They're hour-long calls where we do a deep dive into healing and rewiring these things. And you get 1 or 4 depending on which level of the mastermind you choose. And you also get access to a resource library and different training modules covering all of the hows of dating and the hows of this process, what to look for, red flags, how to date as a high value woman, the framework for dating to speed up your process and save you so much time and wasted effort and heartbreak. You get guidance on creating a magnetic dating profile to attract your specific type of man that you are looking for and relationship you're looking for. You get trainings on how to connect with men and communicate with men in a way that sets you apart, how and where to meet him offline if you are wanting to also do offline. You get feminine energy embodiment work, so you can attract a man from that place of the leaning back and the self-love and the self-worth, a man who then will pursue you, show up for you, treat you so well. And in terms of inner work, you're going to learn how to handle triggers when they are activated, things like fears and insecurities, wanting to pull away and protect yourself, anxious attachment stuff that comes up, all of the things that can come up while dating. Heal and rewire your old wounds and the old stuff in your love blueprint. Raise your self-worth, self-confidence, self-love, and do that really deep inner work for massive transformation in how you show up, not just with men, not just in the relationship you're going to attract, but really everywhere in your life, because these things in our love blueprints actually affect so much of our lives. So if you're interested in talking about joining, if you have questions, if you'd like the link to schedule your consultation call, I'm going to put the link in the description box and also DM me if you'd like the link or anything else. All right, I'm going to sign off. Bye.